Hello, Jamo. Cheeky corner cut. Hello. Yeah, welcome to STB League Season 21 here for the Italian GP here at the Circuit di Monza, whatever it's called, fucking German circuit. Festival Speeds, or whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called now. Temple of Speed. That was it. Festival of Speed is Goodwood. Fucking hell. And if you're wondering why there wasn't a tier stream yesterday, I had to stream it on my own personal Twitch. Yeah. Maldy had some personal issues. I wasn't even where he was. I wasn't able to get in contact with him until after 10 o'clock. So yeah, that was the case. I managed to somehow get that stream up with myself. Managed to get 14 people in. Managed to get a race. So the stream is on my Twitch, which is raw_it's Mafia underscore between it's and Mafia. Raw_it's Mafia. So feel free to watch it now if you're unaware of that. But we'll hopefully try and get that translated into YouTube somehow, because it's on my Twitch. But here we are at the Temple of Speed. Now I've figured out what it is. Currently finally a sunny qualifying session. It was intermediate conditions in the previous two tiers. It was raining. It was intermediates in tier 1 and in tier 2 for qualifying. Dry race for both of them now. Overcast in tier 1 to be exact. But here we are. We've got a full grid today, so it's always lovely to see. I like to call it the Maldi effect. But here we are. Got Jamo on a 20.2 at the moment. Danger Run just a tenth behind. Still got some laps to happen yet. Maldi, I think, did his lap on the same mediums. He's just coming in the last corner now on his soft tyres. Next car to cross the line. What's it going to be? Is it going to be into the 20s? It is. It's 20.8. Not amazing. But maybe still some time left in that, maybe. I can't see how much time is left. Oh, a minute. Okay, never mind. That's his position. Yep, just watching F1 Red on his lap as we're coming towards the end of the session. I'm going to get a full lap in, just enjoying his lap, that outside curb. Car can bottom out there, so be careful with that. Going down to the Scary. Sorry, I'm trying to message someone at the same time. Not good to be. Coming down to Parabolica, which has been renamed. I just remembered that it's now been renamed as Alberto Corner. I can't remember. It's Alberto. I think it was Alberto. His name was, I think, for a driver that I think passed away not too long ago, from like the 70s or something like that. Michele Alberto or Alberti. Alberti? I think it's Alberti. It's Alberti or Alberto. I think it's Alberti. I think I'm just look back up again. But coming in the session, Callum is tipped, and Callum and Danger have both got Jamo. But Jamo, he span at the Scary, and that's his lap over. Whether he was up or not, it's a lap done. So no pole position for him. Does start on the clean side of the grid, and he does start behind P1, so he does get some slipstream, but he's not on the front row though. McTendo P4 for him. So the Mercedes Oh, and he spun again. And the Mercedes are 1 and 2. I know Danger Run's going to be obviously decent. Oh, let's talk about Mercedes. That car, obviously, it's AI anyway, so not too much to worry about. There. Pretty good for sand, said Callan. Nintendo's not happy with Matador. But yeah, I'm looking at sand 22.5. Yeah, well, debatable. But yeah, that's a qualifying done. Just waiting for Jamo to retire his car. Not really wanting to wait another 45 seconds, but here is your grid. Go through it now when it comes up. So here is your results here for Tier 3 Italian Grand Prix. Callum on pole position, Dangerman alongside him, Mercedes 1-2. Jamo P3, McTinder P4, Alvaro P5, Nunes P6, Callum P7, Riffle Red P8, LD P9, Tenwan P10, Jaden P11, Chaos P12, Alpha P13, Pyrodol P14, Rafita P15, District P16, Sant P17, Matador P18, Eddie P19, and Moncho P20. I had to make sure I was quick because I wasn't sure how long it'll take to get to the 30 seconds, but there it is your full results. Matador with a 146.773. That is very good. I swear every time I'm in the loading part of the session, I swear I can hear somebody like there's gonna look at somebody in the background like laughing. Always like a ha 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 ha, and then it goes again. I can hear the fans going off. Weird. Not sure if you can hear that in the stream, but yeah. Waiting for the drivers to come off now. Strategy. We've already seen two races already. Obviously, it's a one stop mediums and hards. Softs and medium hards is possible, but it is a bit slower than the mediums and hards. Whether they want to do a bit of an alternate strategy, maybe softs will probably work towards the ends, but I'm not sure it's really worth getting undercutted by everyone else. But it's up to them really. But yeah, everyone sets off. We already see a mixture of tar compounds already. I was about to say, I wouldn't be surprised if Matador was on the softs, because he always finds a way to get on his softs, and he hasn't this time. I was a little bit surprised, despite saying it's only about half a second slower, or 3 seconds slower or something on the softs. Yeah, not too bad. All those tyres for finish lap, obviously. Monza you can probably afford to have a bit high tyre pressure around there because there's not many high speed corners around Monza, so you can afford to run high tyre pressures. So tyre warm-ups might not be too difficult, but obviously it's still be difficult with the lack of high speed corners anyway. But it's generally be easier. But it could be quite difficult. Sorry for if we see black flickers. Obviously got the black fit again. Obviously I started the game up. Did some in Singapore for next week. Well, more a test of the time of day, because doing a twilight race there. And I don't know. Every other time you reset the game, it gives you black flickers. So if I reset the game again after the one I did before, I won't have this issue. But because I only reset it once and not twice, give you that issue. But it's not really something you think about, but it's annoying. It wasn't as bad in the Netherlands, because it only really happens in the pit lane, but here it's happening all the time, especially in the third person camera. So I apologise if you are seeing the black flickers, but I can't do anything about that. That's just the game being glitchy and not my side. So we'll power through that though. So Cousins finally come up to the grid now to get into the grid slots. Oh, and Callum luckily didn't get damaged in the formation lap, otherwise he'll be screwed. Make sure you get park in the grid slot nicely. There we go, nicely for him. Danger Man coming in now. Oh, there you go, it's a strategy. Oh, very early. Danger Man actually fell too far back. He just got disqualified for not actually getting too close to it. McLaren and Gemma actually pointing to the right there. Nintendo nice and straight. Nunes out of it. Oh, everyone, this is nicely coming in. Just the second half of the grid's coming in now. And again, there's flickers. That's really bad flickers they are. And I still braked about 2 car widths too late. Too early, sorry. Anyway, lights are coming off. Obviously, a bit of a glitch start for them as well. After the lights go off, normally it goes lights come on for them. Lights are coming on for them now as the engine revs up. You can see it's 5 laps in the way we go, and Callum gets a okay start, good start from Danger Man there. As McLaren's got a good start as well. His car's already very dirty, and now we've got a kerfuffle going at the back there. Got Alfa Romeo again, a bit sandwiched there between Aston Martin and the Red Bull cars. That's including the Alfa Romeo. And the Mercedes off the circuit. That's Danger Man. He's got a physical time penalty. A bit of a dodgy one. It might have been avoiding action there. Same with Callum. So avoiding action, but they've gained a lot of time. So we need to be reviewed about that because they're technically gained advantage. But it's a bit like a Mercedes Mexico back in 2016, I think it was, or 2015. I can't remember which one it was. Right inside. Oh, there's Tangle. It's Sebastian Vettel's collisions everywhere. There's Aston Martin off. There's a Red Bull off as well. Everything's happening now. Maldi's up at P5 here at Monza as my cheerleader's voice comes out. There's a nasty mine off the circuit there. I'm in a bit of a moment. The Haas is going to be compromised going into. Oh, there's another car. That's a Red Bull. No, it's Alfa Romeo. No, there's more cars. There's more carnage. Tayman's round. Matador's round. No, not the Chaos is round. Alpha Z's round. 5 second time penalty given for Chaos on Alpha Z. Yeah, everything's just happened. I think it's just chaos here. 20 cars in Tier 3 hasn't really gone very well. Bit chaotic. Just 20 grids always catching people out. It's just too many cars to handle sometimes. People are not used to having 20 cars on the grids because and McLaren, that's Nunes. And why am I not surprised? Out of all the people that spun out by itself, it is Nunes. And they're going to have to pit. That's Jaden. Obviously picked up damage. That's going to compromise his race now. It's going to have to do an extra stop. The hards will not make it this far. They can probably do at 24, but they can't do 26. It's just going to be very difficult. He could probably try, but I don't think he will. You probably have to pit at least onto the softs or the mediums at the end. But his race is now going to be very difficult. He's going to hope for a safety car. No, only one more car kind of chaos into the pits. Everyone else seems to get away with damage free, despite all that contact. Yeah, Maldi now into P4. He's now got up to P3. His car is off the circuit, and he's lost a position to Maldi. And Maldi's already up into the podium places, but he's now 4 seconds behind the Mercedes. It's going to be difficult for Maldi to catch up here. Again, I apologise for the black flickers. I can't do anything about them. Everyone's now queuing behind. Oh, and the Ferrari's off the circuit. It's Matador. Not good for him. I don't see that. As the Mercedes continue to chomp away, there's got more battles on the back. That's Nunes trying to fight Matador. Nunes is trying to. Oh! And that's not good. I think. Did Nunes try to get in the pits? Because it almost like took out Matador. That's just not in the pits. I don't think it's meant to go in the pits, but I think. Yeah, Matador. I think Nunes had front wing damage, then wanted to go in the pit lane, but didn't realise that Matador was actually on his inside and then actually turned into Matador. Might have to be reviewed. I mean, yes, Nunes had to get in the pits, but Nunes had to brake to get in the pits. He couldn't just cut in front of him, and I think that might have to be reviewed there. That might be a penalty for Nunes, I think. You can't barge your way into the pit lane like that, regardless of who is on the inside of it. You've got to accelerate, you've got to brake to get in there, you've got to brake before you then cut behind him. You can't just turn in and hope that he's not there. So he's ruined Matador's race now. Luckily, Matador's been actually pushed into the pit lane with the broken front wing, and the front wing has been replaced. I think Matador might have picked a 5-second time penalty to be in the pit lane, because obviously he was not expecting to be in the pit lane. As Toman, I think she's got past Sant. Sant's car is very dirty. Oh, Pirolo's round! Pirolo has pirouetted once again. Brilliant stuff. As Alvaro is up to P10-9, Jaume's up to P8 after recovering from his incidences earlier. The car is very dirty. Why is the car so dirty already? We've not even done 4 laps yet. Pirolo's now down to P10, not good for him. Looking pretty good, Pirolo was. Mauri just on the pace here. He's lost about a second in the last couple of laps here compared to the Mercedes drivers. Oh, the black flickers are terrible through there. Let's keep it on the onboards, I think, for the 2 Lesmos. Even on this camera, it's pretty bad as well. Most of the time, Mauri's, yeah, it's about a second behind, 5 seconds behind these guys. Bit it's spaced out behind him though. Until we get to Rafita and Jamo. Jamo got DRS on Rafita. Rafita's just got DRS off this street. Bit of grass not going to help you, Rafita, into Scari, that's for sure. I think this street's had a terrible Ascari though. Rafita's caught back up by about half a second. Oh, and Danger Man! Danger Man is round, and that's not good for the championship hopes, but Maudi happily will take that. Maudi would have hoped to have been Callum instead, but I don't think Maudi will take it anyway, as we've got a car run, that's Red Bull, that's Sant, Sant has sent his car into the gravel. That makes no sense. Into the gravel. It doesn't look like he's picked damage up though. It looks like it might be all clean, apart from the car itself. So yeah, bit of carnage going on here. It's Haas, Distry, and Rafita and Jamo had a bit of battle it. Distry is it's ghosting there, but a collision. It's lost 2 places. He's got to be in danger. Right? His Callum is now 4.7. You know, so it's fast up the race. Obviously, some fresh and mediums in clean air, so he's able to push. Bring that gap down as much as he can. I think he can definitely catch the Red Bull. The Haas might be a different story though. You probably need to hope for a safety car for him. Same could be said for Matador and Chaos. Oh, and Jamo he turned out of the corner there, and he ended up actually going wide. That's a pad thing, that is. Talk about a pad thing. Effered's in the barriers. Well, he's on the wheel. Oh, that's not really comfortable for the Haas. It's on the gravel, and he's obviously at the moment having course. Maybe the safety car's been pulled out. The virtual safety car, to be exact, a virtual safety car. So anyone that's coming into the pits, it's a very early start, but whether you want to get cheap pits up anyway, so maybe some of the medium runners can probably get away by pitting onto the hards. They can. It is possible to get to the hards to the end from this point onwards. You saw the T1 drivers do about 24, 25 laps. There you go. Moncho in the pits. He's on the hards though, so whether they're going to switch to a 2-stop, not sure if that's really going to work out. Unless he's got damage. Tillman's also in the pits, but he's on the medium, so I wonder what's going on there. It's not a front wing change, it's just some medium tyres. But it is a front wing change for Toman though. It is another set of mediums, so he's not going to the end. Which is a bit surprised. I would have thought you would at least put the hards on, at least see how long he goes, but he's committed now to the 2-stop, so you will have to go on a set of softs to the end, or a set of mediums, but I think the softs are probably better, right? Actually, you probably do about 12 laps on those tyres to come on a set of softs towards the end. Ephraim Red has left the session, and he's retired, so Ephraim Red is the first retirement of the race. Got House just come out down P19 in the back here. DRS is now enabled. Not sure why it's because the safety car's just been ended. The Dane Callum is now 4.1 seconds. Maudi's gained a lot of time on the safety car restart, but Dane Van is right behind him within DRS, so Dane Van is close up on Maudi. Alvaro Looking pretty tasty to come to the district here. Up the inside. Deep braking. Got me done the Haas backs out of that smartly. But, oh, Vars just screwed up the exit a little bit, and District's got a run on him, but I don't think District's got the pace to make a move into the next chicane. Moncho has come up right behind Nunez on 3-lap older fresher tyres. 3-lap older fresher tyres. 3-lap fresher tyres. Oh, and Timo Klaus is off the circuit. He's got throwing damage or so. No. Dangerant is awfully close to the back of Maldi now. I think a bit of an awkward line for Maldi. Yeah, he lost 2 tenths through that. Maldi's lost a few tenths to Callum. I think Callum used a bit of overtake. The Dangerant is used to overtake himself just to get closer to Maldi here to make his life easier going into turn 1. Very good. Maldi's struggling traction, as you can see, waggling his tail all over the place. And just going to breeze past Maldi's not going to. Well, he is trying to use overtake, but it's not going to be enough. Maldi has to snug in behind. A bit of a diffuser rub on the back of the Mercedes. Back into Mercedes 1-2. Maldi will just have to latch onto the back of Dangerant for now. Dangerant is the fastest car. I think Maldi latch onto the back of Dangerant is going to be more beneficial for Maldi. Maldi isn't as quick as Dangerant. Maldi can just simply use the DRS and the slipstream around this very straight line circuit to keep up with him and close up to the back of Callum. And Maldi can make some options later on to make any moves he can. Eddie's at the back of Pirlo. Towman sets the fast lap of the race, obviously on those fresh tyres. Oh, talk about Pirlo. I thought Pirlo was saying he's still doing alright despite the spin he had. But he's just had another spin, so I've dropped another place down to P12. So, not going great for the AlphaTauri driver. Other news, Tekkers is in America. So, I hope he has a good holiday there. Seat being filled by Jaden989 for tonight. Anything over close to the back of Calamans. Calamans is known for his lack of ERS. He's going to try and outbrake him. It's side by side. Space has been given. Awfully nice to see. Oh, talk about no, never mind. There's no space been given. No space. You can just fuck off that sentence I just said before. There was no space being given at the exit of that corner. And I think, yeah, Calamans kind of squeezed Mackindo there. And I think that's Calaman's fault too. That's in his own net. So he's the one that suffered from it. So whether the penalty will give him place or not, I don't know. But Calamans has already given punishment. Maldi sticks to the back of Dangerant, but Dangerant's actually losing time to Callum himself. So I don't know. Been a very been pretty active first third of the race. Here I picks up a 3-second time penalty. Now just closing up with that DRS. But Tendo now on the back of Jamo, but Jamo's got DRS on Lafita. Lafita's doing very well. Lafita's normally at the back of the grid, and here he is in P4. He's gained a lot of places from instance, but he does not have the pace of these guys behind him. So Tendo and Rajo are looking to take him in this lap. But Jamo's a bit low on the RS, so I'll see how that goes. Callahan's in the pits again. After that collision, he's onto a set of mediums. I can't remember what tyres he was on. I don't want to go on race distractor because I'm worried the game's going to freeze it on the menu. He's going to come out around this battle here for 13th place. Just coming out behind Alfa Romeo. of SMK Toman. Toman's normally in the Aston Martin, but that's only because when Chaos wasn't racing. I'm pretty sure, unless it was the AlphaTauri. I think I remember an AlphaTauri actually in the races before. Talking about Toman, he's gained a lot of time on Moncho here. And looking dangerous. Dangerous lap even slower than Callum, despite being on the softer tyres. Maybe those mediums are just starting to fall off now. Even Maldi's catching up here, so it says it all. But talk about catching, Moncho is already lost the place to Toman. Toman's got through. Callum now on those fresher mediums, just hoping to get on this, but nope, he won't because he got a penalty. Very easy to do around the circuit, but with the curbs being how they are now, it's actually less. Actually, get less penalties than in previous games. Talk about Ferrari. Matador is out. He's crashed at the second moment, and that's brought up the safety car. So everyone from pretty much from Nunes backwards, it's heaven. So I think it's going to be a no-brainer to pit. But Nunes, does he have a set of tyres to make it that? Does he have a set of that stuff hard? Goes to the end. Interesting. This is going to be great for some people like Maldi and Dangerman. They get a free pit stop here effectively. It's going to be a little more difficult because it's going to have to go on the mediums. A bit longer than you would probably want to be on those tyres. But yeah, safety car is out. That's just going to certainly bunch up the grid. It is very spread out at the moment. Yes, we've got 80 drivers to make it. Still makes it quite active, but certainly it's going to help. Callum's in the pits unexpectedly. He has to be really, because otherwise he's just going to lose in the pit stop. Danger, I thought he's staying out there for a second. I think catching Maldi out, but I think we all knew Maldi was going to come in anyway. It's a no-brainer. It's right in the pit window. Hard tyres, obviously, to go to the end. Very simple strategy. Oh, and Dangerman's got his 5-second time penalty. So Maldi actually pick up P2. Whether everyone else behind him, Maldi's now in P2. This is Maldi's chance, and he's got a 5-second time penalty to be in the pit lane. This is Maldi's chance to pick up the lead from the restart. Obviously, Maldi's on the hards, comes on the mediums, but Maldi's going to hope those tyres do start to fall apart towards the end of the stint. So it means he's going to do about 12, 13, 14 laps. We're asking 16 laps here, but that's probably under the safety car, so it might help, but it's definitely a very long way on those mediums. We want to avoid any significant wear to those tyres, excuse me. So that should keep burping. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting now. It's certainly going to spice things up. Hopefully we won't get too many incidences, but I can't guarantee much. Just thought I'd bring the stream from my phone just in case if anyone's going to put anything in the comments. Matador's left the session and obviously retires. Both Ferraris are out. Commiserations for the Tifosi. Ferrari bottling it up once again. And just to put salt in the wounds, it's at the home of Italy. So, very, very sad for them. Could be worse, could be Red Bull leaving. I'm sure the Ferrari fans prefer the Mercedes to winning the Red Bulls. But yeah, Maldi into P2. Callum saw that penalty, but whether he can get removed is another question. But he didn't get. I know it's a 3-second time. Hold on, I'm going to check. I don't normally do it, but I'm going to check. It's a 3-second time penalty. Whether that's for corner cutting, I don't remember seeing it. But if that was for 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, I think because you don't get a 3 seconds in a pit lane. So whether he can get he can still get that removed because that was for lap 1. But if it felt like he gained an advantage, then that might stick. But we will see. So right now, if Callum does later win this race by over 3 seconds, he has won the race. But if Maldi is able to keep within 3 seconds, there is a chance, depending on the Stewart's report, if Maldi could win this race, but he's got to get on Dangerman behind him. And Tendo, so it's not going to be easy for Maldi. Tendo's also on the mediums, so maybe Kendo will be quite quick on this restart. So we're just coming around us for about midway through the race now. Halfway through that 13 is midway. Spice Herman didn't pit actually. I think he pitted from hards, didn't he? So I don't think he really wanted to pit. So yeah, Toman's definitely have to pit again. Whether he might pit round lap. He just might have another set of mediums maybe to play with, but I'm not sure. But hopefully his safety car will come in the end of the next lap. Sounds and Chaos continue to chase after the safety car. Oh! Rafita spun it! Under the safety car, he's lost his front wing, he's lost all those places. Rafita was doing so well. And he's going to engage bins it under the most embarrassing conditions. And he's laid out, he's now going to have to pit for new tyres. Well, he's got a set of mediums to spare. He might be able to catch up the safety car, and he's spinning the pit lane. He's gone way too quick, and he's got grass in his tyres, and that's he's just retired from the race, which is a bit unfortunate, to be honest. I kind of preferred if he didn't, but I couldn't stand why. So, yeah, out goes Rafita. Unfortunately, it's such a great start, and just a simple mistake. He is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Safety car will be in this lap, no doubt about it. Safety car is in this lap. There's message show Cannon will now become an effective safety car. Oh, those black flickers are bad. Don't get too close, Maldy. Don't want to get any necessary contact, and we can't beat. You're not allowed to be alongside another car under the safety car, and then the safety car restarts. I'll keep my eyes peeled for anyone doing that. Wait for Callum to go, but Slicky look over the back of the grid just as the last man catches up here. As we're all about to go here. Callum hasn't gone yet. People getting caught out here. We haven't gone yet. Now they have, and it's completely caught out. Big McLaren, McLaren had the brake there. As now the car's getting kerfuffled. Has been caught out napping here. As Maldi's now right at the back of the Mercedes. There's long sides. Jumbo goes around the outside of Danger Man. This is going to create some carnage here. Going to make a gap between him and Maldi. And now there's a bit of a carnage going for P3 here. But Tendo to try and get involved. They've lost a lot of time trying to fight it. They've got big gaps. Distri's got 2 seconds behind Alvaro. Definitely caught out by that restart. They've got their own kerfuffle going on here. Kerfuffle. Very British word that is. That's a corner cut by Jamo. Don't want to be doing that too often. That's for certain going to be a warning for him. Callum his way. 1.8 seconds. Maldi's definitely made a mistake somewhere. Because that gap was about half a second into turn to 4. And that's why, man. I don't know. That's probably giving warning. Not good. Maldi's had a shocker of a lap. Maldi's just letting them say he's drift away. There's yellow flags. That's Toman. Toman is round. And that's, he's reset the track, which you can't do. That's a 5-second time penalty for him there. Later on, to be added onto the race if he finishes the race. Can't reset the track. It's one of the rules we don't, because actually it's quite bad, because it will catch people out. It might cause a bit of incident itself. Yes, it might be in the free air, but yeah, I think he's going to retire here. Not too far second time penalties. Wouldn't be surprised if it does. Unless you want to stick out. Oh, there's a car around. That's chaos. And he is off at turn 1 and 2, and he's down to dead last in this group here. Bit of shuffling going here with Santos, Nunez and Alpha Z. Nunez is ghosting. I just realised. Oh no, he's not. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, that gave me PTSD when I saw Alpha Z on the curb there. He's a terrible exit. Yeah, Maldi's had a terrible first few laps here. Tainjan's now already back of him. He's already lost 3 seconds to the Mercedes driver. Maldi had to hook onto the back of him, use his slipstream, but Maldi's lost that slipstream, lost the DRS. And Jaden's out! He's crashed at Ascari. Might be another safety car here. And it's a virtual safety car, so it's not a full safety car. So Maldi can't gain that, and Toman can't unfortunately catch up. So that's not going to be good. He's not going to be happy with that. But it's virtual, so anyone that needs to pit anyway, which I don't think anyone will, it would definitely help the medium runners just stretch those life of those mediums just a little bit more. Eddie's got another 5 second time penalty, his second one of the day. Going into the pits for a fresh set of tyres, set of mediums. Yeah, even the softs is a bit of a stretch. Softs could do about 9 laps max, I'd say. Yeah, it's pitting for set of mediums. Not sure it's really the way to go, to be honest. I don't think it's worth the time, because now they're pits up behind, which is not good. I don't see them gaining all this time, and they're just being enabled green flags as well. Maldi has gained a few tenths on Callum here, but nothing to mention. Don't you think he's got a 10 second time penalty for extreme corner cutting? You didn't go straight on for turn 1 and 2, did you? That's the only reason why he's expecting to get a 10 second time penalty. No 10 second time penalty, and he's been disqualified. He's got throwing damage because he seems to understand a lot. No, he's still going. Not sure why he's doing that. Whether he's got caught in an instant and he's not happy about it, but there's other ways of putting the rage out there. That's not black flickers, that's a pixely, that was coloured pixels, that was. He's done that clean, mate. Not much going on in front of RS, just trying to chase after there. A bit of a train here, but nothing going on. DRS is still not being enabled yet. Well, DRS should be enabled, sorry, because it's... No, it should be enabled because it's a safety car, isn't it? Actual safety car. Yeah, nothing spicy. You know, it's in the pits again. It's going to be a retirement, isn't it? Surely. Unless it's just going to go onto a set of softs. The front wing change. And let's set mediums. So in the pits goes the McLaren for another again. Montro's all very close to the back of Pirlo here. He's got past, easy move for the Williams driver up to P8. Now Alpha Z's on the back of him now. Bit of a poor exit there for Alpha Z though. Peckhouse picks up another time penalty. And Nunez has retired for the session out at turn 2. And it's caused a safety car. I think Marty... I think he'd be very annoyed about that, but also very happy about that at the same time. If you get him adrift. Not gonna be happy with how it happens, but I think he'd be very happy in terms of him closing back up to Callum. I was thinking about pitting, but it's only going to be worth it if everyone else pits, because he's just going to lose too much track position if he pits. He'll probably lose about 6, 7, 8 places. He'll drop down to probably about P10. Not going to be worth pitting, to be honest, unless everyone else pits. So we'll see what Callum does. If Callum pits, then I think everyone else will just follow him in. Soft tyres to the end. So yeah, I wonder what everyone else does. See on board a Callan. Yep, anything that pets Callan. And everyone stayed out. Everyone else has stayed out, and Callum's not dropped down to P8. And this Maudi stayed out, and everyone's decided to stick with it. Callum's now going to gain all these places. This has just got a lot more interesting. Callum's pits, and I thought would have thought he pitted. I would have thought everyone else would have followed him. But no, Maudi stayed out, and I think that just caused everyone else to stay out. Everyone's like, yeah, I'll take a free place. Now Callum has to now find all these places to win this race. He needs to gain 7 places in probably 5 laps to get the win. That's going to be interesting. Maudi has now got to worry about Danger Man, which is not going to be easy, but Maudi, if he can hold him off, Maudi's on for the victory here. He just needs to nail the safety car restart and not do any mistakes. That's all he needs to do. But it's a lot more difficult than it sounds. Excuse me, I need to go for a couple of seconds. Just bear with me. Sorry about this. I'm back just about in time. Sorry about that. Maldi's leading the way when we go. He's gone. He's gone now. Off he goes. He's got 5 laps of exciting sprint to the end. What can Callan do? He's already up the inside of Pirlo, who have much better tyres going into this corner. He hasn't got the slipstream. Pirlo goes defensive. Callan had to brake early. Not what he wanted. Maldi continues to lead the way. He's got the move done. He's got the move. He's got the position kept. Danger dumps his overtake there to keep up. As Callan, as Pirlo has to make away from Moncho here. Maybe Pirlo can, Callan can prioritise on this. He can't. This is exactly what I was talking about. Track position is when everyone's on all the tyres ahead of you. It's just impossible to overtake. No DRS. It's difficult. Unless you can slither one up the inside. But he's got 4.5 laps now to get into the podium positions. It's not going to be easy because people know the fend for their lives. They want to keep that position. Oh, he's hit him! And Callum has put himself in that situation. He's put himself in that position to make that mistake. He's pitted, he's made a mistake, he's hit the back of Pirlo, and he's out. He's gone from race leading the whole race to retiring. It was a risk that was not necessary, and he is out of this race. Maldi and Games are going to be pleased to hear that. Tendo, championship contender, out of this race. Callan is out. It's a risk that was just not worth it in the end. Just a risk that was just going to really put him in pace. You know, one mistake with a collision with any of these drivers, and he's going to take and get himself out in a collision, and he's just done that. So, wow. And Maldi's not onto this race. Maldi needs to keep holding. Maldi needs to pull a second. But if Maldi can pull a second by the end of this lap, Maldi can get out of DRS here. The first DRS point would be down this straight next lap, I believe. Maldi can pull off a second. Dangerman's using a lot of overtake here to try and catch up. Maldi needs some super corners here. Try and pull that gap back up, sorry. Dangerman's just so good through there. It's gains 4 tenths. 3 tenths through there alone. Maldi's used a little bit of overtake. So my hearing's just gone ringing. Makes the sound weird. You have that ringing effect in your ear. And it's just getting more time through there. The wheel's just so good through that last sector. Now he's within half a second of Maldi. The DRS is now enabled. Maldi's trying to break the slipstream. Maldi's also trying to manage his DRS. He needs to use it when he can. The thing is, if he is going to let Dangerman pass, he needs to play it smart. He needs to find a way to get back past Dangerman. And that means making no mistakes. Maldi's got a good exit though. Dangerman's used to some more overtake. Jame's made a mistake here. He's down by a second. The more yellow flag, that's district. Now Dangerman going around the chicane. Maldi's not had the greatest chicane. Lost back down to 6 tenths of a second. Dangerman will have DRS down the straight. Maldi not using all the circuit here. Maldi needs a really good. Maldi's feeling the pressure right now. He needs to use everything he's got now. He's got 2.5 laps left. Bit of overtake for him. Dangerman's using his DRS. 8 laps, not 8 tenths of a second. That ERS that Maldi just used definitely helped him gain a bit of time there. But Dangerman just gains so much time around here. This is when Maldi loses all of his time. Unfortunately, you know what? Speed he loses down this straight. The wheel is just so good through there. And I tell you what, Eddie is off at the second Lesmo. Maldi's gone wide at the last corner as well. He's taking a tight line. Problem Maldi takes that tight line. It really hurts his momentum through that corner because he's having to turn more. Maldi's now going to be very in line of fire now. Maldi's not going to use his overtake. He needs to save it. Dangerman's using his. That's just not a bit of a waste that is. Maldi's took a much better exit. But Jame's on the inside of Dangerman. This is a fight for the second place, and this is perfect for Maldi. And Dangerman's span. He's in the barriers. Dangerman has just took himself at the race. Get back on circuit, Dangerman. You can still pick up some points. You can still pick up some points, Dangerman. Go. He's not. He's already out of the points now. His Sant's come past him. And he's out of the points here. And Jamo is now 1.6 seconds behind. Maldi's just been given an absolute present. It's 2 days after his birthday. And this is going to be the best present of the week. For sure, Maldi, all he needs to do is not make a mistake. And just keep it. If Maldi can keep out of DRS into the last lap. Oh, no! Tendo is just taking P2. So these guys are still fighting. The only problem is they're using the DRS and it's really pulling each other along. Tendo's too far behind to get DRS. Maldi now has 40% ERS to boost. He needs to use it down here. Main good places to do it. He needs to use it here and down into turn 4 to keep that chance of DRS out of the way. I can't believe Maldi's actually in a chance here. Oh, and Jamo's close to the Tendo. Maldi's had a poor exit. Maldi's still got a gap here. Maldi needs to use the overtake. Tendo's now running out of ERS here. Maldi's going that tap, an extra 2 tenths there. He just needs a good chicane. Oh, Tendo's had a bit of a mistake there. He's lost a tenth. Maldi's on for his victory. Maldi can maybe win this race. He's going through the second Lesmo just about now. Through he goes. Tendo is still out of DRS. Tendo is not. He's not in DRS. Maldi just needs to keep it clean. Maldi's got ERS to play with. Jamo's too far behind Tendo to make a move. Maldi, he just needs to keep it clean through the Scari. He's got plenty of time. He's really super cautious through there, but he's got the ERS, Maldi. He's got the ERS. He can dump it. He can dump it, dump it, dump it. He's going to gain some time back. Maldi's just been extra careful there. Took it back to season 17, back at Belgium in season 2, where I lost like 2 seconds in the last 5 laps just so I didn't get a penalty. Maldi is going to come round. Maldi, STB is going to win the Italian Grand Prix. And Maldi's going to be able to chuck back Tendo P2, Jamo P3. What a race, what an ending, what an end. Mercedes were leading from start to finish, and both of them are out in the last tensions of the lap. Absolutely insane. That was a brilliant. I enjoyed those last 5 laps. They were amazing, intense. Maldi struggling through that first sector, but he managed to hold on. The fighting with Tendo and Jamo really hurt them, and that battle with on the third to last lap they had, the collision with Dangerman, hurt them, and that stopped all chance of Tendo getting that race victory. He needed one more lap of clear air, and he maybe could have challenged for the win, but the win is there for SC Maldi, and it's there to stay. Maldi's not been caught in any incidences. He's kept it clean. There's no reason why that first place should be knocked off. It is STB Maldi who wins the Italian GP. Maldi has called it, but then again, Maldi does say he's going to win every single race that we go to, so I'm not really surprised. But yeah, Maldi, the commentator curse has not hit him today, and he has won the Italian GP. What a race that was. I enjoyed that. Luckily, I've been quite awake this race, and the race has just kept me awake very, very nicely. I've not yawned once during this race, and normally I yawn multiple times, purely because of tiredness. But that is a race to remember. Maldi P1. He has won the Italian GP. Tendo P2. And Jamo P3, the podium, a very unexpected podium. Alvaro P4. Great race for him in the end. McLoncho from P20, P5 is going to be happy with that. Alpha Z P6, Sant P7, Turn P8, Pirlo P9, Justly P10, that's all of that. Chaos P11, Coming Eddie P2, Dangerman retired in the end. P13, 2 laps down. Callum, fastest lap, but he retired. He took the risk on the softs, no one else pitted. He got caught in the traffic, he made a mistake, he hit parallel, he went off the track, he retired. Nunez also retired. Jaden Rafita had a great race at the start, but unfortunately he had an incident, took him out of the race under the safety car. Canamon's also retired, and Mastor and F on red. But what a race that was. I'm going to try and invite STB Maldi and hopefully Jamo, and who else do I need to get in? We also need to get in Let's get Jamo in. If I can. It's embarrassing that I've already forgot what the top 3 was already. Because I've already forgot. McTendo, of course. McTendo, I've already voted him. I can't drive McTendo. I think has to go. So, Maldi, just a quick option. Can Jamo get in the party? Is that possible? See if we can get Jamo in. Invite him to the party if we can. Yep, Maldi, are you here?
I am, yes. Hello.
Yep, just trying to get Jamo in, just see if he can get in or not. But, Maldi, if you'd like to include your audio.
Yeah, include my audio.
Because SC Maldi, you have won the Italian GP. What a race that was. Callum pitting late and getting involved in an incident at in the pack, and you've managed to somehow hold your nerve and fend off Danger Man for that victory.
Yeah. It was. I don't really know what to say. Inject it. I'm here for it.
I'd say that was your second best birthday present of the week.
Definitely.
Or maybe first.
No, it was definitely
second. Up to you. Definitely second, yeah.
But I felt like I didn't have much pace against Callum. And there was a safety car, and then he wanted a box, so I said I'd do the opposite to Callum. So Callum box, so I stayed out.
Everyone else did as well,
and I was a little bit scared because I saw McKindo was on mediums, and I saw that Danger Man was behind me, and he was quite quick. So I did do some quite aggressive defending. Some people were like, "You can't do that," but he was 8 tenths behind me or whatever, so it wasn't really a problem. If it was 2 tenths, then it would be an issue. But he wasn't too much of a problem, and I just was able to really gain time through the second chicane. That was probably my best corner on the track. I'll definitely hook that up. And I gained about 2-3 tenths on the corner, and every lap I was just trying to save the ERS and stuff. But yeah, I'm happy. It was 2 Monza races that I missed due to connection issues. So to come back this season and to finally be able to do an Italian Grand Prix and to win, I'm very happy. Inject.
Yeah, but he deserves. Obviously, Callum tried to risk going for the stop while he was leading, and well, the risk didn't pay off in the end for him. But yeah, Maldi, brilliant race result in the end, obviously with the victory. Can't get McTinder in and can't get Jammer in. So we will end it off there. But yeah, race win for Maldi. That is the Italian GP done. That was probably one of the best races of their Tier 3 I've seen in quite a while, I would say. So I enjoyed it quite a lot. Wasn't any tired at all during the whole race, which is brilliant. So yeah, that was a brilliant race there. As we'll go next week, we'll go to the twilight races of Singapore for next week for Tier 1, which will come back to Maldi in the come box for tomorrow, and you'll see me being in the barriers as usual for that race. But thank you very much for watching, and get back for us next week for the Singapore GP.